Let's take a look at the forms that you will complete in order to apply to the TRIO Student Support Services program. The first is the TRIO application form. It's pretty straightforward. First box is student contact information. Please provide the most current information you have as far as your address, email, phone number. Note that if you would like to receive text messages from the TRIO office, check yes. The next box down is demographic information. One point to note, under ethnic origin you can select more than one race. Also, at the bottom of this box we ask for your social security number and or your resident alien number if you are a permanent resident. This is information that we do need to collect as a TRIO program. However, please note that we keep your personal information strictly confidential and we only use it for the purposes of our program, so you don't have to worry about this information going places where it shouldn't go. Third box, educational data, pretty straightforward. Just fill it out as completely as you can. One point to note, if you are unsure when you are going to graduate, you can estimate, give it your best guess, or just write unknown. If we go to the back side of the TRIO application form, page number 2, we start with the TRIO SSS criteria. This is a really important section because it is what we use to determine if you are eligible for the program based on the criteria set forth by the Department of Education. The first question, do either of your parents have a bachelor's degree? This would be a 4-year degree. So if your parents have an associate's degree or a certificate, that is not considered a bachelor's degree. Second question, do you have a documented disability? This would mean specifically that you have a letter or a note from a doctor or a psychiatrist that shows that you have been diagnosed with a physical, mental, or learning disability, and if that is the case, please specify your disability. Current household size includes yourself and if you have a significant other, also if you have any children that live with you or other independents. As far as taxable income is concerned, you can find that information on the specified line of your tax documents. Note that we're not looking for adjusted gross income, but rather taxable income. Now here it's important to note that if you are considered a dependent, we will need your parents' taxable income, not yours. You're considered a dependent if you are under the age of 24 and you are not married and you do not provide financial support to your child. If you did not file income taxes, just estimate to the best of your knowledge. Please sign and date. And if you are using your parents' tax information, you will also need their signature, please. The last part of the TRIO application form is the consenting agreement area. Now, this is a lot of technical jargon, so if you have any questions, please ask us and we can clarify what these means. Basically, the first consenting agreement is requesting that we have access to your academic information and financial aid status. Currently, there are FERPA regulations that prevent us from accessing this information without your permission. However, this information is really integral to the services we provide. So if you are permitting us to access your information, please initial in the left column. The second agreement is saying that if you violate the CCD Student Code of Conduct, you realize that you will be eliminated from the TRIO program. So please initial if you agree with that. The third, TRIO's SSS carries out research projects to identify basically what works and what doesn't work when we are serving students. And so we look at the TRIO group as a whole to see what we've done and how it has helped students, or maybe how it has not helped students, and we use that to improve the program. So if you're okay with us using your information to improve the program through research, please initial that box. Note that all research is done anonymously and does not identify individual students. The fourth agreement, the media release. We often photograph, film, or quote students to tell our story, both to stakeholders that provide our funding, but also to other students that are interested in the program. So if you are okay with us, taking your picture now and then and putting it on the website or putting a video up on our Facebook page, that really does help us tell our story. So if you're okay and permit that, please initial. And the last is just saying that you must meet eligibility criteria established by TRIO SSS to be in the program. If you agree to that, please initial. At the bottom, sign and date. Again, if you have any questions or concerns about any of those agreements, please let us know. At the very bottom, we have the office use only area. You can just leave that blank. Let's go to the second form, the needs assessment form. As it discusses here in the introduction, this information is kept strictly confidential, and if you can be honest with your answers, that helps us best identify your barriers, your needs, your challenges that you face so that we can best serve you and help you reach your goals. So by all means, if you don't feel comfortable sharing some personal information, you can withhold it, but if you can share information with us, that does help us serve you better. So for example, if you have a criminal record or if you have some problems at home, those types of things that you don't feel super comfortable sharing, nevertheless, if we know that, and we'll keep it strictly confidential within the TRIO program, that it does help us help you. The first box is a self-assessment, different academic skills. Please circle either 1, 2, or 3 for each skill. 1 means that you find it kind of a challenge, that skill. 2 is you're pretty comfortable with it, and 3, it's one of the best skills that you have. And again, if you can be honest, that just helps us best serve you. Next box is TRIO services. We list all the services that we provide. However, please check 3 to 5 services only. Prioritize what would be most helpful to you. Doesn't mean you can't take advantage of all the services, but it does help us identify what are the areas that would be most beneficial to you. At the bottom of the first page, student background, short answer. These are all pretty straightforward. Just fill them in. Okay, let's flip over to the back side of the needs assessment form. Here we have a student essay section. There are 3 questions. And if you can provide a 1 to 2 paragraph response for each question below, that will really help us get an idea for who you are, how you fit with the program, and how we can help you. The first question asks about accomplishments that you've had. So this might be a job promotion, it might be getting into college, it might be completing your GED, it might be overcoming an extreme financial situation, something basically that you had to work hard at and you accomplished it and you're proud of it. Tell us a little bit about that and how you went about reaching that accomplishment. The second question is about your educational goals and what motivates you to complete those goals. So tell us a little bit about what you are studying, what type of degree you want to get, what type of career you want to have, what's a big dream, something you want to accomplish in the next 5 to 10 years. Why is that important to you? And outline your timeline for doing that and some of the steps you're going to take to reach that goal. Then also, how are you motivated to reach that goal? In particular, is there a person that motivates you, something you want to accomplish that motivates you? What's going to keep you going, when you hit bumps in the road, when times are tough? What's going to keep you going towards your educational goals? And then lastly, a question about your personal and academic challenges that you must overcome to reach your educational goals. Is there anything else that you have not yet mentioned on this application or needs assessment that is a barrier or a challenge or a need, and how does that connect to the TRIO program and the services that we provide? So that is it for our application and needs assessment form. If you have any questions, please contact us.